Hi, JP. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I had to literally reboot the phone and restart the stream. I have absolutely no idea what happened. So that was the weird. I tried to resume and it said, okay, we're resuming. And it said, oh, we're streaming. But no, YouTube lied. My phone lied. That's okay. Technical difficulties. That's all part of the adventure, right? Blame it on Mr. Mongoose. Uh, no, I can't blame it on Mr. Mongoose, but we do have Mr. Goliath over there. He's chewing on one of his toys. Maybe he did it. He's smarter than he appears to be sometimes. Anyways, look at that beautiful blue sky. Hi, Debbie. Gremlins. Blame it on gremlins. Actually, it would be the Menahuni. That's the Hawaiian form. They're the little mystical creatures that come out at night and do things for you. No, Karen, I didn't drop you on the ground. So, yeah, so I'm not sure how I should go about this. So this is take two, part two. I'm looking at the edge of the roof there. Oops, see the birdie fly by? Um, I have no idea where I left off, or where, well, I should say, y'all left off in what I was talking about. I know I was talking about the lot when all this stuff happened. Ugh, snow. I don't like snow. Uh-oh, Robin. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Dana. Tephra and wild pigs. Yeah, I was the Tephra on the lot. That's where we'll pick up. Not sure what I'm going to do with it or how I'm going to use it. Um, but I'm thinking that maybe if I push it up into like maybe 4 or 5 foot, you know, tall mounds around the property edges, that it may act as a deterrent to keep the wild pigs out. Um, because if I'm going to be planting fruit trees and things like that on the property, well, the pigs are going to want to come, have a snack at the buffet, and we don't want that, of course. So that might be an interesting way to use the tephra. I've also thought about maybe getting some cement and basically using the tephra as the aggregate in it, but the stuff is very fragile, so I don't know, how well it would hold up. But and I don't even know what it would look like in cement, but that might be pretty cool. Kira, yes. Oh, yeah. I could actually plot you down out there on the lot, and any bacon that comes by, I'm sure you'll take care of it. Oh, thanks. That's funny. Uh, So, aloha, everybody that's rejoined us. Um, Mary, is it fertile? I don't really know. I know tephra basically is lava, but it's been whipped up into a foam, so it's going to have some of the characteristics of lava, except for it's very fragile and it breaks down into a very fine powder. Um, and I mean, it is basaltic glass, so I mean, I'm not quite sure what's used for. Now, I do know that in the Kilauea 1959 video that I did, in there they showed that tephra and lava fields were being covered with wild orchids, and it looked like the bamboo orchid that they were growing there, which is technically a wild orchid. Um, so that could be something. I mean, that's what I want to look back is that's one of the reasons why I did the 59 video actually is I want to look back at that time and see after the eruption, what did they do? I mean, because we need to learn from our past, and if they did some things that were right and good, then we should be doing that stuff now as well. But if they did some things that didn't work or was bad, then we could look at that and say, okay, well, those are the things that we'd want to avoid if we can now. And I don't think anybody's really doing that, which is kind of odd. Elizabeth, I was just looking at the comments. Do they make scarecrows for pigs? I don't know, but the pigs here are really brave. They're not really afraid of people. Yeah, Red Rover. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, it's going to have to be broken down a little bit. I mean, because yeah, we're talking 4 feet high, but anything that grows in a very loose, airy, medium like that, like orchids, for example, would probably love it. Um, so, I mean, I might just go take some, pieces of my orchids in my garden and just, just kind of like toss them out there around there and see what happens. But it's going to be a while before I can really do anything. Let's see. Looking at the comments again. Claire, no, the Tephra is very lightweight. That's why it was able to travel, 2+ miles away from Fissure 8 and land everywhere. But once it's on the ground, would it get picked up by the wind easily? Not really that easily, but if the wind's strong enough, yeah, I mean, it can be blown around. Stuart, yes, people do hunt the wild pigs. People that tend to have pig problems will call in a local hunter, and the local hunter will bring in a trap, a snare trap or a cage trap or something, and trap the pig, and then take it home and make bacon out of it. Oh, sorry, Karen. I just got to your question. No, it is not. It is just up the road, however. And it is, well, we'll just leave that. It's up the road. But yes, you can see it from obviously the front of my property. Okay, so let's see. I was talking about what I was going to do with the property. Now, so what I want to do, like, is maybe create like a little path, that comes in, at the front of the property and kind of winds its way around and back around, through the back of the property and then back up the other side and then an exit. Again, this is all for my own personal benefit for my family and friends and things like that. Um, and then, on that walkway, a couple little benches. It's got a great scenic view of Fissure 8, surrounded by, anthuriums and heliconia and papayas and mango and avocado and just on and on and on. I mean, there's so many different things that I could put down there. Now the question is what's going to survive because there is still a little bit of a sulfur issue. The fissures, even though they're not active, as in lava or anything like that, there is occasionally, some gas expulsion from them, a little bit of sulfur, things of that nature. Ah, look who's joined us. Aloha, Scott. My lot is pretty cool. Yes, it is. Thank you. It's got a great view, but man, yours has got all that neat stuff on it. All I got is tephra. So, so back to what I was saying is something like that. I wanna be oops sorry. I want to be able to enjoy it, and do something with it, and so basically, yeah, create a little garden park type thing. Put me an observation area in with a nice comfortable bench. Hell, even oops, excuse me. Heck, even maybe a little fire pit or something. Obviously, I've got plenty of dead wood on the property, so that shouldn't be an issue. And it'd be a great place to go out and sit in the evening, watch Fissure 8 go dark, and stars come out behind it, and take some photos, and have a little bit maybe of a rain shelter or something there. Because like I said, can't get permits to build any permanent structures, so you know I still have the right to use my my property for personal use. So we'll just see how that goes. Dee is just fine. She's just been really busy lately, taking care of the things that she needs to do. The Red Rover, no, can't build on the lot. The county will not issue permits for new construction in Lava Zone 1. And the lot is obviously in Lava Zone 1. Lynn, is Fissure 8 for sale? I don't know. It's up to the person that owns the lot under it. Which, if I owned those lots under Fissure 8, I probably wouldn't sell them. Yes, Dana, her recent haircut is spectacular. It really works for her. It was a little bit of a shock for me. I actually, this is going to be a little difficult to believe, but in the 20, 27 plus years that we've known each other, I've never seen her with short hair. Never. And so, yeah, it took me a day or two to adjust. That's for sure. JP, I really don't know. I just know I can't pull any permits for anything. So, and of course, the LCA has CC&R regulations on basically how you can use the property, and and so I think they're going to have to make some changes with those things in order to accommodate their membership now. Yeah, Scott, the wind's been picking up here a little bit too. Um, no, Kira, I cannot say I have seen him do it. Doesn't mean he hasn't. That would be a question you'd have to ask him. Diane. Yes, actually, I am going to take my time with it. I got a lot of, ideas. And of course, we all know how ideas are. They're just that, ideas. But eventually I'll settle on something. I'm sure Scott can't wait to go out there and start chopping down some of those dead trees because for some reason, he likes cutting down trees. Red Rover, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. The problem though is the entrance to the property, the frontage of the property is on the road and it's facing Fissure 8. So in order to have a view of Fissure 8, the front of the property has to remain open in its view. So, but there are ways to do things, and I really don't have to worry about privacy. The both ends of the road are covered in lava, so no one's going to be driving by. That's for sure. Jan, yes. That's kind of my idea. I want to set up a place where I can go down and just chill out and hang out, enjoy the view and things like that. However, the hike in is always, and the hike out is always going to be the issue. So right now I have no plans on trying to go down there at night. So that's basically the lot and the ideas with it. And we'll be showing more of that as time goes along. I want to see if I can find a land surveyor that will actually go in and at least find the front corners of the property. So at least I know, the general location. Um, but them getting into the back through all Tefra uh, may be an issue. But I'm gonna have to talk to them and see. Yeah, Alex. I'm actually a Florida boy. I grew up camping in Ocala National Forest, so I've learned a lot of little tips and tricks and techniques for things like that on how to put together a quick little shelter to protect you from, at least the rain, sometimes the wind. So we got all that covered, but do appreciate the suggestions and keep them coming. Keep them coming. Can I share the recipe for my dinner last night? Carlos is asking. You mean the cheeseburger gravy and over biscuits? Um, well, it's really not that complicated. It's simply, a ground hamburger gravy, milk gravy, so it's creamy. Um, and once it's all cooked, you put in about a half a cup of shredded cheddar. Well, maybe yeah, about half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Stir it slowly until it all melts together, and then you split biscuits in half and you um, spoon it over the biscuits. But if you don't know how to make gravy, then it's a little bit more complicated. But I mean that's basically the gist of it. Never been to Florida, Chris? Well, of course, the bacon part. Well, the bacon in this particular one wasn't actually in the gravy, it was on the side. Because everybody knows you put the bacon on top of the hamburger and cheese. So, yeah, so the bacon was on the side. And I did discover something interesting last night that if you take the bacon and you use it as like a potato chip and you dip it and scoop it up in the gravy, it's really, really good. It's amazing. Bacon makes everything great. So I got to side with Kira on the bacon thing. Bacon's great. Um, Dana, I could put a yurt on the land. Yeah, it could, but I don't really like yurts for some reason. I don't know. Denise, actually, now a teepee, that's actually a great idea. I do have an affinity for teepees, and I think that would look um, just spectacular right there in the front middle, set back off the road a little bit on the property with, a view of Fissure 8. That would give me wind protection, it would give me rain protection, etc. Uh, Mary, water, same way everything gets watered here. It falls from the sky, all the time. So watering plants wouldn't be an issue. I'd have to probably set up some type of little catchment system, but that would be the job of any little structure I use for shelter. Rain would collect on the roof, and it would be funneled into a catchment tank, and then from the catchment tank, it would be uh, irrigated into the plants through gravity. So, oh goodness, what else? What else do we need to talk about? Hmm. One talked about Kilauea 59. Talked about the property. Talked about the little garden. Um, I think that's about it, guys. There's not a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Oh, that reminds me. What I'm working on next. Thank you, Dana. Um, I know we've been doing the Look at That There series covering the 2018 Kilauea eruption on the day by day type basis. I really do enjoy doing those videos, but they are actually a lot of work. I was hoping it would be one of those videos that I could put together quickly, but they seem to take me a week to a week and a half, working on them like I do. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to continue that series or not. Well, look at that there. I probably will continue, but the particular one on the eruption. So what I may do is I may do a wrap up video for that one and pick up from where we left off, the day we left off, and run it through to the very end. simply because we're getting to a point now in that series where the other fissures like 17 and 22 started opening up, and I really don't have any major footage of any of that stuff. So it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to do a look at that there. It's something that, well, I don't have anything to look at that there at. Um, so I will probably wrap it up in a summary. I may split that up between one or two videos because there's still a lot of time left. So I'm not really sure. Next thing I'm going to be working on. Oh, hold on, looking through the comments here. Yeah, Lynn, I'm going to be still continuing to look at that there in general, but we're going to go out to locations and find some interesting things to look out. Scott's asking, are you inside? If you're asking me, Scott, no, I am outside. Yes, Kira, exactly. So that's why I'm going to continue, like I said, to look at that there series in general. We're just going to wrap up the mini series inside that one, dealing with the Leilani eruption stuff. I'm also working, or going to be working on. I've got to get this started though, but I mentioned it in I purchased a Tefralot video that I'm going to start doing a time lapse where I'm going to go out to the lot and I'm going to set the camera system up at the exact same spot, looking at the exact same thing every time, and take a photo at least once a week. I have gotten other suggestions that maybe I should do, it twice a week or three times a week, a little bit more, because of weather changing conditions like that. But I want to get the weather changes in there as well. So we'll see how it goes. So we're going to play it by ear. I think that's going to make a great time lapse once I get some images put together. So that's 6 months to a year out, because at a year it's what, 54, 52, 54 images, and they don't make for a very long time lapse. But it'll still be enough to show changes, which is the idea, is to watch that area grow and change over time. Rebecca, is it chilly there? It was this morning, but it's warmed up quite a bit. So yeah, so we're also going to be getting some moonrise stuff and things like that. Once I figure out a way to get in and out of the property, at night safely. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how that all develops. Ah, Claire, thank you. That's one thing I also wanted to talk about, the drone license. Uh, so exciting, so exciting. Um, I am actually in the last section of my study guide. We're going over drone emergency flight operations and things of that nature. Uh, Once I complete that, I got probably about another hour and a half of material that I have to go through. Um, Once that is complete, I will be then taking the practice test and things of that nature to see how much of the information I've actually been able to retain. And I feel confident that I've got most of it, if not even all of it, stuck up in the head. Um, I'm pretty good about learning new stuff, so I'm not too worried about it. But I don't want to be overconfident. So once we get that done, and we get that license, oh boy, the stuff we're going to be doing. Yes, and it's been really, really difficult because there's, or for me to, I mean, because I'm just so excited about it. I mean, it's just, see, I can't even hardly talk because I just get so excited when I'm thinking about it. Um, with the remote pilot's license, it will give me pretty much clearance to film and use whatever I want without having to worry about anything. So I've been very patient and very exercising great will control or willpower to not, basically use the drone in ways that would get me in trouble. Uh, but once we get licensed, all that's done. So I hope all that made sense. It probably doesn't. Simply put, is I'm excited to get out there flying the drone and show you the footage. However, until I get the drone license in place, I can't show you the footage. So that's bad. Wind's picking up again. So there hasn't been any wind noise on the stream, has it? No one's mentioned it, so I'm going to logically assume there's not. Hopefully, I'll have it by May. Actually, I'll have it before May, Kira. I have been, not studying as often as I should. Oh, someone decided to perform. He found him a stick. Well, actually, it's a part of a palm branch husk or something. I don't know. Yes, Kira, I am on Hawaii. Everything here happens slower. Oh, he did. Wow. 100 miles an hour. Thanks, Taz. I appreciate that. Oops, sorry. Slid around in my chair. So the drone. So yeah, we're working on that. Oh, there's Griffin. Everybody say hi to Griffin. Um, so we're working on that. Actually, I was studying last night after dinner on that one. Learned a few interesting little things. Um, let's see. What is the most interesting thing I've learned so far when first studying, for this drone license? I really think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the airspace configuration. Um, at first, when I looked at it, it like, okay, this is chaotic and it doesn't make any sense. But after I got through, that part of the study course and understood what I was looking at, um, then it's like, wow, it's kind of ingenious. The way that they kind of set up. There's still a little something that's like, I can't imagine how pilots actually fly in and out of it. I mean, because if it wasn't for the instruments, they would have no idea exactly what airspace they were in. Well, looks like Scott said something, then he deleted it. So yeah, so the drone, whew, I'm excited about that one. But and I've got to actually get out and start practicing. I haven't flown in a week or so. Um, I'd love to go out and do it today. It's a beautiful day, but it's a little too windy. John, oh John, so are you a pilot? Because I know I've been cool. Yeah, because I've been looking at some of those airspace charts, and it's like on like just for example, I'm just throwing directions out there. Like on the west side of a Class D airspace, the bottom ceiling. I guess actually I'm probably using the wrong termination here, but it's like 2,000 feet to 4,000 feet. For that section of the Class D. But then on the east side, that changes, a little like 25 above ground level to 4,000 or whatever. Excuse me, above sea level, and then 4,000. So it's like once you fly past the airport, you're no longer in a Class D airspace unless you change your altitude. And I'm surprised that doesn't cause more confusion. But hey, I guess when you're dealing with it, on a day-to-day basis, it becomes second nature. So, okay, enough of that stuff. And it looks like the dogs just abandoned me. They all went inside. So, we've been doing this long enough, guys. I just wanted to give you all a little bit of an update on that. I am working on some video ideas. Yeah, John, I get that aspect of it. Um, anyways, so yes, I am working on a couple of video ideas. I'm trying to figure out what I like to do that y'all like to see the most, and that's a hard thing to do. So I'm just, kind of taking jabs and different things about different stuff. I mean, I mean, I like history, I like current events, I like everything. So, Taz, how much rain did I get the other day? During that rainstorm, it only lasted. You can see by the video, it's only what 6 minutes long or something like that. So I think we probably got maybe a quarter inch from that deluge. I mean, you really think something it raining that heavy is dropping a lot of rain. So it may be a little bit more. I really don't know. I didn't measure, but we do average over 105 inches of rain per year in this area. So yeah, so to get a rainstorm come through and drop an inch or two of rain is no big deal, and it can do it in a matter of 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. Lynn, that's a very good possibility. Actually, Kira, yeah, what's that their price? That's the price game. Yeah, I want to do that one actually. I think that would be fun because I'm still amazed sometimes when I'll be talking to people and I'll mention that yeah I went down to the store and got this and got a really good deal on it. It was only $2 and 29 cents. It was on sale, and they get all confused and like, what do you mean $2.29 on sale? It's $1.89 at regular price here, and so it's always a fun little conversation to have. Well, Karen, stay tuned because we will be doing that. So pretty much, uh, everything Hawaii is going to be here on the channel. Yes, Lynn, the price game. So basically, what that video is what's that their price is the working title. The concept of the video series is that basically, I will go to our local grocery stores. So the game's really pretty much going to be for the U.S. viewers, unfortunately, but UK and Australian viewers can play along as well. But you must convert your currency to U.S. dollars because I don't want to. Well, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, so we take a look at the prices on the shelf, but I won't show you the price. We'll show you the product. Uh, we'll probably do three or four different products in a show, and so I won't show you the price. It'll be blacked out. And then the goal or the game would be, as a viewer, you are to put your suggestion in the comments of that video what you think the price is. And then in the next video, I will reveal the hidden prices from the previous video, and then of course do another set of products, and we'll run a couple videos that way and see how it works. Should be a fun little economic experiment that we can perform, so we can see what prices are in different places. Because contrary to popular belief, prices vary greatly from town to town, state to state, and obviously country to country. So what do you win? You win an amazing video experience by, of course, participating in the game. What else do you win? Inclusion. You need three $50 Aussie notes to get two $50 USD. So that means US currency is worth more per dollar than the US or the Aussie dollar. Well, Rebecca, I may actually do that, but it'll be like in subtitles or something of that nature. But what I was suggesting is for our UK, Aussie, and other country friends, when they put their comments in there, if they could convert their guess to US dollars, it would make it easier because there's probably going to be a lot of comments, and I'm not going to be able to go through all of it. Oh, looks like Scott's back. This is and that's it. Jan, Aussie dollar is diabolical. Diabolical. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. It does sound like fun. Oh, so Scott's apparently having user error issues. That's okay. Taz, do you have any ghostly places? Well, Mackenzie State Park is supposed to be haunted. but I don't know a lot about the folklore on haunted areas in Hawaii. I haven't dived into that yet. But this coming Halloween time, October, maybe that's what I'll do. In October, I'll do a video series on haunted Hawaii or something. You know, that'd be every video for a week, or excuse me, for 2 or 3 weeks. I'm sorry, people. I'm just looking through the comments here. Kind of got backed up on them. Michael, good question. What do we do with our wastewater if we don't have main drain septic tanks? Well, the current method for residential properties on this side of the island has been mostly what they call a cesspool. It's basically just a hole in the ground that everything dumps into. And of course, it's got a concrete cap on it to protect people from falling in. However, recently the laws have been changed here, and any new construction has to be made with a septic tank system instead. Cesspools are basically no longer allowed. Properties that currently have them are allowed to keep them um, unless something happens. And I think that's like if you sell the property and it has a cesspool, that the new property owners will either be required to put it in or convert to, excuse me, septic system, or the current owners have to do it before sale. I really don't know how that one is being applied. I just know that new construction must be done with septic tanks now. No, Jan, neither do I. I love Mackenzie. But maybe nighttime changes things. Because if I remember too, it's got the Warriors Trail through there and the Night Marchers. Actually, so Mackenzie's is part of that trail system, and the Night Marchers, which is the ghostly ancestors of the Hawaiian warriors, um, march that trail. So, like I said, I have to do my research on that type of stuff. Haunted Hawaii. Bye, Scott. Okay. Hi, Wim. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yes, Jan, the surf thumping on the cliffs is an amazing sound. I remember when I first moved here, I was just a mile up from the ocean, and that's what I was hearing at night, and I couldn't figure it out. It took me like 2 or 3 nights of being here to finally figure out what that freaking sound was that I was hearing, and it turned out to be the waves crashing on the rocks. When I was younger, I did some ghost hunting. Never really found anything significant. I had an interesting experience with a friend of mine once, but it was probably just a weather phenomena that we just could not explain. Even today, with my knowledge of weather and meteorology, I still can't quite explain what I saw that night. But we'll save that one probably for a different stream. So, okay, everybody. I do know that y'all are enjoying yourselves, but we're going to call this stream an end for today. Uh, Being just that, Talk Sunday, I do have some things I need to also go take care of. But I enjoyed chatting with y'all, answering your questions, and sharing some of these ideas I'm having for the lot and videos. It's nice to get some feedback. It helps me judge, what y'all like compared to what I like, and find a nice happy medium. Um, because I do want to produce content that y'all do enjoy just as much as I enjoy making. So I know y'all say, "Oh, we enjoy everything," but come on, let's get real. Everybody has their own little motif that they enjoy the most. So I want to do a little bit of something for everybody. So we're figuring it out. And hopefully we'll get that figured out sooner versus later. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping and enjoying. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. We do talk Sunday. Try to do it every Sunday, but it's not every Sunday. Some Sundays I skip because there's other things that need to be done. Don't forget to go find your favorite video on my channel and share it to Facebook and your other favorite social media platforms. Help share the enjoyment with everybody else, and I greatly appreciate that. So until next time, everybody, y'all have a absolutely fantastic and wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening.